Like, hey, I don't have time for anything fancy right now. There's just something I need to let you guys know. There's something that Hollywood has been feeding you for decades, and you don't even know about it. But I've been sitting on it for some time, and I realize I can't stay silent anymore, so I gotta let you know. But I can't tell you here. Hold on a sec. Okay, we're in my bunker now. I don't think they have any listening devices down here. In 1999, I saw a movie in theaters called The General's Daughter. It's a crime thriller starring John Travolta, Madeline Stowe, Timothy Hutton, James Woods, and a babyface James Cromwell. Now, Stowe and Travolta play crime scene investigators looking into the murder of the General's daughter on the grounds of Fort McKellen. Now, the primary suspect is James Woods, but Timothy Hutton's the key to all this, okay. Spoilers. The first real scene we have with him, he's just on the phone talking to Travolta saying, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? Maybe we should get together, get a beer or something." I mean, real banal stuff. The next time we see him, he secured the crime scene and he tells Travolta what's going on, lets him know that the whole thing's locked down, he can begin his investigation unimpeded. I mean, nothing strange yet, but I'm starting to ask questions. At the end of this scene, he cites some regulations where Travolta doesn't have jurisdiction to search the off-base residence of the victim, which I guess good information to have, but are you seeing the pattern? After they search the residence, they could return to base and they meet Hutton again, where he gives them some paperwork they asked for and says, "Oh, hey, do you have any suspects? How's the investigation going?" So that's when it clicks in my head, and this revelation comes to me with such clarity that it's actually in the form of a mathematical formula. Timothy Hutton, he's not a huge actor, but why would he take this part? This part that's mostly just, exposition and not much else. I figure there must be more to his part that we haven't seen yet. And since this is a murder mystery, he's probably going to be the murderer. So if he is, that means the role is now significant enough to have an actor of his stature in it. Do you see how this works? The most significant actor in the least significant role is going to be your surprise killer. When this is a big value and this is a small value, small number divided into a big number is a huge number, meaning this is far more likely to be true. So guess what? A few more useless scenes with Timothy Hutton later, and it turns out at the very end, oh, he's the killer. You know what? Figured it out. Now, was I just lucky, or was that a fluke? Well, I'll tell you, the same year, another movie came out. Oh, shit. I think somebody's in the house, but I've got to get this word out there. So, later that year, still 1999, I see another movie in theaters called The Bone Collector. It stars Denzel Washington, Angelina Jolie, and a baby-faced Queen Latifah. Now, Washington plays a quadriplegic ex-forensics investigator who's been called in to help out with a time-sensitive case. And Jolie plays a beat cop who's the first one on scene at the first murder case and impresses Washington with her natural aptitude for forensics work. But the movie also stars this guy. He's a great actor. I don't remember his name, but I've seen him in other things, such as Seven and Alien Resurrection, and I know for a fact he plays great, crazy guys. But in this movie, he's introduced at the very beginning. It's just someone who comes in, fixes the metal equipment, and then he leaves. And then you forget about this character. An hour later goes by, and then all of a sudden, he's back in, fixing the equipment again, and then he just leaves. And that's when I turn to my friend and I say, "That guy, he's the killer." And he's like, "What, that guy?" I go, "Yes, this guy. Otherwise, this is a criminal underuse of this great actor whose name I still don't remember." But anyway, we're like a half hour out from the big reveal, and I've already called it. Slam dunk, boom, formula certified, it works. Now, I'm feeling pretty confident about it now. I start using this formula to solve all sorts of mysteries from other films, but I probably got too cocky, and I think they're on to me because this is their livelihood. They can't afford to have this out there. I mean, follow the money. Screenwriters are the most powerful people in Hollywood, and they get whatever they want. Now, if they think you're a threat... No! You saw that, right? I'm not crazy. So, I knew things had come to a head when I saw the 2019 version of Death Wish starring Bruce Willis, Elizabeth Shue, and a baby-faced Vincent D'Onofrio. Now, D'Onofrio plays the brother of Willis, and happy-go-lucky uncle and brother-in-law to the rest of the family. But he's often down on his luck, and he needs to borrow money every so often from Willis. Now, when Willis's wife gets murdered and his daughter gets comatose, D'Onofrio's there at the hospital to offer moral support.
but already my useless scene counter is starting to go up. D'Onofrio is probably the biggest actor I've ever plugged into this formula. I'm really not seeing the significance of his role yet. Now, he's out of the movie for about half an hour, and when he comes back, he's just, oh, hey, buddy, old pal, how you doing? You look like shit. Why don't we go out and have lunch sometime? Oh, and here's the money I owe you. Yeah, the useless scenes just keep ticking up and up and up. And then later, he's interviewed by the police officers. They suspect that he might be the vigilante. But we know he's not, so we aren't learning anything new. But we have seen the killers. But they are wearing disguises, but we can tell that they don't have the right body type to be Vincent D'Onofrio. So D'Onofrio can't be a surprise killer in this movie. But he could be a surprise accessory to the killing. I think that's still valid. Because remember, he owes money to Bruce Willis early in the movie, and yet was able to pay it off later. How? I suspect that he arranged the burglary. He didn't think anybody was going to be home, didn't expect anyone to get hurt. And then, if he had nothing to do with the burglary at all, then these scenes with the police officers are really, really useless. I saw this movie with my friend that I saw The Bone Collector with, and I started telling him, you know what? D'Onofrio's going to be a part of it. He's got to be involved in this, or his scenes are completely pointless. And later in the movie, he finds out that Willis is the vigilante killer, and he tries to talk him out of it. Of course he tries to talk him out of it. If Bruce Willis keeps investigating, he's going to find out that D'Onofrio was part of it. So, I'm absolutely convinced. You're doing something, you scumbag, and Bruce Willis is going to kick your ass when he finds out. But it turns out he's not. He's not involved in any of it. He's just there for the entire movie. Look at this last scene. He's sitting on the couch. He's entirely a third wheel in the scene. He's staring off into space. Why is he even in this scene? So, it got me thinking, did I forget something in this formula? Is there something perhaps that negates this whole section, I don't know, a favor for the producer? Does that negate everything? Or maybe there's a screening test revision or studio interference? I don't know. None of this made sense to what was happening to me lately. The only thing I could think of is that they're on to me. Why else would they use the most blatant application of this formula and not follow through with it? They're trying to discredit me, to make me look like an idiot in front of my friends. They want to destroy me. And that's why I gotta get this information out. If this information is out there and everybody knows it, then there's no point in them taking me down. If this information is out there, they lose their power. So I'm begging you, please, like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. It'll save a human being's life. If you don't like and subscribe, I hate for your mother to find out what a horrible person you are. So please, like and subscribe. I'll be in the fridge.